Hello, I'm Mega Vergan, and welcome to The Villains of James Bond Part 4. Here I will do the James Bond villains from the 16th to the 20th official James Bond movie. But anyway, let's get started. Franz Sanchez. Sanchez was a drug lord who was responsible for the death of James Bond's ally, Felix Leiter's newly wife. And James Bond wanted revenge on Sanchez. And he earned his revenge when he killed Sanchez by soaking him in gasoline and catching him on fire, and Sanchez then blew up. Anyway, moving on. Here is Dario. Dario is bad news. He was Sanchez's nephew, and Dario was also one of Sanchez's right-hand men. So he was a henchman basically, and Dario died towards the end of the movie on a conveyor belt while trying to kill James Bond when he got shredded to bits. Milton Crest. Milton Crest was actually the main villain in the James Bond novel called License Renewed. And Milton Crest was a henchman in this movie, but I'd consider him more of a secondary villain. The reason being because, well, first of all with the novel, and second of all, he didn't really act like a henchman. He acted more like he was like a main villain. But then again, he did get killed by Sanchez when James Bond framed him for stealing Sanchez's gold. And anyway, moving on. Alec Trevelyan, aka 006. 9 years ago, Alec Trevelyan, taking place in the movie GoldenEye, which was made in 1995, 9 years ago, Alec Trevelyan was 006, but was presumed dead after an explosion. Turned out, the explosion just made scars on his face and turned him evil. Because, well, I don't know exactly why, but I'm pretty sure that he wanted revenge on James Bond. So anyway, he tried to destroy GoldenEye, Enterprise, or where the computer hacking place. Xenia Onatopp. She was the henchwoman of Alec Trevelyan, and she kills people by using her thighs, or prefers to kill them by using her thighs. And she is psychotic, basically, in that she likes to kill. She works for Alec Trevelyan, like I said, and she also at first was considered like a Bond girl because she and Bond were flirting with the cars and stuff like that, but then Bond killed her. And moving on with my review. Okay, so here I have two pictures. At the top is General Oromov, and General Oromov is, I think he was Xenia's boss, and but he was a henchman to Alec Trevelyan, and he also was the guy that Alec Trevelyan was going against 9 years ago, but then he became an ally to Alec Trevelyan. And then the guy on the bottom is Boris. He's a computer hacker, but he also works for Alec Trevelyan, and was thought to be a friend of Natalia, the main Bond girl, the good one, but really was an enemy. So yeah, and now moving on. Elliot Carver from the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies. Elliot Carver is a man who is completely insane, who wants to start a war between China and England. And he wants to do it to help his newspaper headlines, so it'll help his newspaper business. So yeah, Elliot Carver died when James Bond forced him into his shredding machine. And next we have Henry Gupta. Gupta is a henchman of Elliot Carver, and I believe he was also a scientist too, because like he'd work on like the machine that Elliot Carver had. So anyway, it's that. Then we have Mr. Stamper. Stamper is the pretty sure he was the German henchman that works for Elliot Carver. Is his right hand man, and Stamper did not go without a fight when he got his leg caught. He still tried to kill James Bond, but James Bond escaped, and Stamper blew up on the ship. So yeah, that's that. I'm going a little fast here, I noticed. Yes, the next movie is The World Is Not Enough. Electra Keane was the main Bond villain in this movie. She was captured by a Soviet terrorist named Renard, and she fell in love with Renard, and she wanted revenge on her father because M told her father not to pay the ransom because they thought that they could get Renard. Really, I don't remember exactly what happened, but she fell in love with Renard and got Renard to work with her in the plan of she wanted to kill her father, which happened. Renard sent an assassin to kill her father, Robert King, and so anyway, she wanted to seize his oil business and be in control of it. It almost worked, but pretty sure she was shot by James Bond when she died. And then here's Renard. Renard is the other main villain in this one. He was the Soviet terrorist that captured Electra King, and he was the one who had sent the girl to kill Robert King. He has also fell in love with Electra King, and Renard actually he wants to do whatever for her wishes. He actually wants to die because he got because 009 put a bullet in his head, and so Renard's so it's slowly eating away his senses, and it will eventually kill him, and he just doesn't want the pain. He wants the pain to end, so he wants to die. So he doesn't fear death, and it kills off his senses so he can't taste, feel, but he gets more stronger and aggressive by each day. Renard died when James Bond shot a plutonium rod and impaled him. Bull. Bull is a henchman who worked for Valentin Zukovsky, who was one of James Bond's allies, but it turned out that Bull was working for the bad guys, and so he tried to kill his boss Valentin Zukovsky, and he failed when, of course, because James Bond, Christmas Jones, and Valentin Zukovsky escaped. Bull was then shot by Valentin Zukovsky in revenge, I believe. And then, now, next movie is Die Another Day. This is the last Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. For on my right is Colonel Moon. He is a North Korean colonel who wants to invade South Korea, and he was presumably killed by not by James Bond, but he was presumably killed when he fell off the waterfall. However, he really got his DNA changed and became the guy on the right, Gustav Graves, who wants the same goal, but however Gustav Graves met James Bond, and Gustav Graves died when James Bond blew up his parachute, shot his parachute out, and Gustav Graves was shredded to bits in the plane engine, the propeller. Next we have Zhao. Zhao is Graves / Colonel Moon's right-hand man. First scene he was in, he didn't have the scars on his face from the diamonds. In fact, he worked for Colonel Moon, but got the scars from when the diamonds blew into his face, and I'm pretty sure he actually got his DNA changed like Gustav Graves did. Zhao died when the ice chandelier impaled him in the water. Moving on. Yes, here. Miranda Frost. Another Bond girl, only this one pretended to be good, but she was evil. And she had worked for Gustav Graves, and she said she was working for MI6, but really, she died when she was stabbed by Jinx. Well, anyway, I'm Mega Vergan, and thank you for watching.